So are you looking for a cute candle project for decorating your fireplace mantle for Halloween? Stay tuned and I'll show you how to make these super easy custom printed pillar candles. Hi there and welcome to Craft with Catherine. So today I'm going to be showing you how to make these super easy and cute custom printed pillar candles. So all these are some pillar candles that I got from the dollar store, but you can buy them anywhere at any department store or online. And then afterwards I just printed out some designs onto tissue paper, and you'll never believe it, but I just used a hair dryer and I melted it right onto the candle, and it's almost just seamless. Like it's amazing how you can just customize the candles like this. I think it'd be fun to create different designs. You can print off photos. You could put your family's name. You can put a monogram. You can use different graphics as long as it's free and online. And if you'd like to use the same designs that I have here, you can find them on my blog. I'll put a link below in the descriptions, as well as a link to the materials that I used. And let's get started. So for today's video, the material you're going to need is some tissue paper. You're going to need a pot holder for your hands to keep them safe from the heat, and you're also going to need a hair dryer. You're going to need just regular wax paper. You're going to need some colorful candles, and of course a pillar candle, a lighter, scissors, painter's tape, and the free pattern, and you can find that on my blog. I'll put a link below. That'll give you the cute little faces to print out with your printer, but of course you can always use any picture you like. Old Victorian photos are really sort of spooky and they have a cool look to them, or you can use free graphics from the internet. You can just Google and find some that are free to use, that you have permission to use. So after you've downloaded the files from my blog, you just need to get yourself a piece of computer paper, and then you're going to need one sheet of the tissue paper, and all you do is you just cut it out so that it's smaller. So what I like to do is just put the line about a centimeter or half an inch on both sides. And then it's really easy. You just cut along the edge. Now you turn this over, and now you have a piece of tissue paper that's smaller than the paper. So now you want to get your painter's tape, and I like to just get it started by putting a little piece just at the top and the edges. It just makes it easier to hold the paper in place. So now you get a larger piece, and you tape down the edge. And you repeat that on all four sides. So once you have your design printed, you just want to cut it off the paper. and then you're just left with the tissue image. So then you want to cut around the edge of the design. And there you go. So now you can just get your candles ready. So mine came with the labels, so I'm just going to remove the labels. And now you want to cut out a piece of wax paper that's the size of the candle. So I find it easier to handle if the paper does not overlap, because if it overlaps it slides. So just trim it. So now you just want to place the tissue paper onto the candle, and then you place the paper towel, you place the wax paper over the candle. Make sure to hold it in with a pot holder, just because the hair dryer is going to get really, really hot. So now put it on the highest temperature, and you can see that it's sort of like has like an opacity to it. So you'll know it's ready when the ink changes to a darker black, and you'll see the wax starts to melt. And I find with the hair dryer, the heat comes more from the sides, and it does take around 20 to 30 seconds to heat up, but you'll see it start to work. So you can see it's starting to change the color of the ink. It's going to a darker black, so that means it's working. You'll see it melt. So you just keep going until the whole thing's darker. You just peel back the wax paper, and it's just amazing how the tissue paper melts into the candle. You really can't see the border at all. If you like the candles just how they are, you can just leave them because they look really nice, just the black on the white. Or if you want to add like a blood drizzle, I don't really like to go too gory. I prefer like cute decoration, so I'm just going to use like orange and green, but you can always get like a dark red candle if you want. And then you just light the candle. And this step requires some patience, but you just go around the edge of the candle, and you just let it drip down the sides. So make sure to put some paper down on your countertop. I just put some wax paper. You can just use some scrap computer paper. So you can see that my orange candle is sort of transparent. I didn't have much selection at the stores nearby, so I just took what was available, but I think it would look great if I were to find like a more opaque candle, because that would definitely give it more of a graphic style. So I'm going all the way around the edge. You could just do the front if you like, and then you just start to pile the wax on top. Make sure that the wick is straight so it doesn't get buried in the wax. And as soon as the wick starts to get too long, then you need to trim it. and then relight the candle. So you just improvise this part. I want the entire top covered, and I want it to be fairly colorful. So I'm probably going to add 2 or 3 layers of wax just to build up the color. Great, so I like how this looks, so I'm just going to leave it till it's cool. I'm not going to touch it because the little wax drizzles can break off and you can stick your finger in the hot wax. So at this point I would just leave it to cool. So here you can see the 4 final designs. You can find these 4 designs on my blog, like I mentioned below. I'll put a link below, as well as a link to the materials that I used. So we have a trick or treat, a pumpkin face, a ghost face, and a boo. And I put some wax strips on them in green and orange. And I think it'd be fun to experiment with different colors. Purple and red and black would look really nice. And I hope that you enjoyed this tutorial and that you'll try to make these candles yourself. It's a really easy project, and you can become really creative with the designs. You can put just about any image on them that you can print out. And make sure to subscribe and leave a comment below if you have any questions, and I'll see you next time.